everybody, and welcome to Vlog 27. Yes, you're not dreaming. I am back. Sorry this is so late, first of all. I had to wait until I was sure I wouldn't suddenly start crying in the middle of this vlog before I could do it. See, for the past couple weeks, every time I think about Australia or my trip there, I would just suddenly start crying out of the blue, and I really didn't want to have that happen while I'm doing my vlog. I think most people can probably say, yeah, they don't want to see me start crying in the middle of it. So, anyway, I'll be going back to Australia, but I'll cover that later. The topic for today that I want to talk about is going stealth. And no, I'm not talking about the F-117 stealth plane. I'm not talking about the stealth car. For anyone who's transgendered, going stealth means slipping into the role of the other gender, the gender you prefer, without anybody knowing your past as the other gender. So yeah, and I'm sure that's an appealing idea. I think a lot of transgendered people would love to live life after transition as they have always been the right gender and in the right body. And myself, for a long time, I thought that was probably the way to go. I thought, okay, I'll move away somewhere far away where nobody knows me and no one has any idea who I am. Maybe Florida, Southern California, Australia. And I would just blend into the society and live like any normal girl, and no one would have to know that I was anything else. And yeah, I'm sure that idea appeals to a lot of transgender people out there, but it's probably more of a myth than anything else. Sorry to say. It's almost impossible to completely destroy or hide all evidence of a past living as the other gender. Okay, I know there are some that have done it. I realize that. And kudos to you. You deserve a big hug and a high five. Because, you know, it's extremely difficult to do that. So if you've done that, that's awesome. But for many people, it's probably going to be hard. And I guess even for myself, when it comes right down to it, I wouldn't want to destroy my past. See, there was one person once that asked me if I believed that life actually didn't start until after SRS, after my surgery. And I can clearly say, without any regret, that the answer is no. That's not true. There are so many things about my past that have happened I don't want to forget about. Even though they happened to me as I was pretending to be the wrong gender, there's still experiences that I will be grateful for having. I mean, some are even helpful for me as a woman. I mean, to have a little bit more insight on how a man's mind works. I mean, that's really helpful, because how many genetic girls do I know that actually know firsthand what kind of stuff is said in the men's locker room? Unfortunately, I do. And there are certain advantages to knowing that. I mean, besides, I would always want to remember my life as a guy. I mean, how can I truly appreciate being a woman now if I didn't know any other different? I mean, you can't. It's always important to me to know who I am and where I come from. I think that's important to everybody, too. I have to know that all the hard work that I did over the years was worth it. And if I had my whole life to live over, and I could choose to live it all over as a girl, would I? I don't think that I would, actually. I've met so many wonderful people over the years. I mean, these are awesome people, important people. You know, and I met them just from being transsexual. I wouldn't have met them any other way. And I've had a lot of experiences living as a guy that have helped me, you know, shape who I am, helped me grow and change and stuff like that. And I'm grateful for those experiences that I've had. I mean, I think everyone's grateful for them. Think about it. If not for all the other boys in school beating the crap out of me all the time, I probably would have not had been so interested in taking martial arts. And consequently now I wouldn't be a second-degree black belt sitting here talking to all of you. And also, to go stealth, you pretty much have to sever all ties with your family, your friends, everything that you knew. I will admit to everybody here that my family does piss me off a little bit, even though they've been getting better since I got home. But still, I wouldn't want to cut off all contact with them. I've met a lot of great people as a guy as well. I mean, I want to keep in contact with a lot of people that I know now. But even though you could probably try and sever all contact with everybody, there are still going to be some people that know you're out there, know you exist, and are still going to know about your past. Because I don't think you would want to just take all your memories and just throw them in a fire and burn them up. There's always going to be somebody there, even if you manage to do that. So, I guess I can say that it's true. It's true, I hated being a guy. I hated playing football to make my dad happy. And I hated being forced to lift weights by the coaches. Still, I wouldn't change it. And you know, like I said, I have to know how much being a guy sucked. I have to know how wrong it felt to know how right it feels to me to be a woman. Otherwise, I'd probably second guess my whole transition straight away. Of course, if I was a girl, I wouldn't be transitioning in the first place. Oh well. I would like to erase probably 4 years of my past. I mean, that's obvious to be sure, but it's so hard to destroy the past. Not even prehistoric people could destroy their entire past. I mean, they're still leaving bits and pieces behind that we're digging up even today. Even the dinosaurs that didn't even record history, we still know about them. I feel it's better to learn from the past, actually. And I feel it's better to see the past, learn from mistakes, than to try to destroy it in order to hide who you really were. Yeah, there are people out there that won't accept you for who you are. I know that. They won't accept you for who you were. But really, who cares? I mean, do other people matter if you're truly happy with who you are? When I went to Australia, Tamsin finally drilled that into my skull. And it's helped me so much after realizing that. I don't care if they laugh at my purple new rocks or my purple nails. I don't care if they, roll their eyes because my voice is funny now. I mean, I don't care. What they think doesn't matter. They aren't the ones that have to live with me 24/7, whether I'm happy or not. And for myself, I would rather spend time with me while I'm happy than if I'm not happy. So I guess the point is that going stealth, although it would be kind of nice and might help finding a job if you don't have to try and disguise who you were, before you set out to destroy your past, you better be sure that there's nothing about it, absolutely nothing about it you want to remember. And most of the time, there probably will be something that you do want to remember. Even if you have to search for it, there's probably going to be something. I mean, everybody has stuff about their past that they want to remember. I think. Most people would say, oh, absolutely not. I hated my past. I want to throw it away. But seriously, think about it. I mean, there are probably some things in there that you probably would want to remember. Even myself, as much as being a guy sucked, there's stuff there. There's experiences, there's people, there's all sorts of things. And who wants to take a whole photo album full of memories and pictures and wonderful times and throw it in the fire? Or an incinerator, or just whatever you want to do with it. Throw it into the ground, bury it, whatever. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. So anyway, I guess that's about all I have to say on this subject. So, again, I'm sorry for being so late, and I'll try to keep up on these more. And I will see everybody later. Bye-bye, everyone.